Hello. I had a friend today that was going through a turmoil, really, you could say. And she was very upset. A very common story amongst all of us, men and women. And she was so upset, really upset, because her partner had betrayed her. And it's, all the people that we meet in our lives, it's such a common story. And, if you have male friends, they come to you with the same stories, how his girlfriend has betrayed him. So it's no different. The pain is the same because we're all human. And it's so common and really sad. And so much energy is consumed emotionally. It made me think today. It really did make me think. It's hard giving somebody any advice when somebody's really feeling sad emotionally. You can't. You really cannot give any advice. All you can do is be sympathetic and, but it's hard. If you're an empath and you have somebody sitting in front of you and they're in tears, it's really hard. It's really hard because you feel their pain also. You do really feel their pain and you adopt their pain. And even though they've left the building, that pain is still swirling around you. And then you go to bed and you're thinking about that person. It's not that, I'm saying be tough, because we're all made differently, and the initial shock of betrayal can send all kinds of emotions raging through. But, on the outscale, when the shock is over, I believe you need to use it as strength. And sometimes we need this. You use this pain to strengthen yourselves. It's called transmuting your pain into power. And it's very important because we can do things, we don't recognize the power that we have until we face real pain. It's not called survival instincts. It's not that. It's when you're broken. It's when you're broken. You go low down, don't you? Well, there's only one way, and that's up. But your mindset has to go at the same speed. And transmuting your pain into power. It's not easy, but with time, you can. So let's just say you've been in a relationship whereby that person was always criticizing you, putting you down, making you feel that you had no self-worth, or you felt rather, you were unappreciated. And that's so common, isn't it? We do so much for our partners and we just become invisible. We still love them. And you know what? They love you too. But every day just falls into the next day, It's until it's over that one person, the betrayer, realizes, oh my God, what have I done? Transmuting your pain into power is huge. be the alchemist. You know, everything that person said to you, the things that he said you were useless at, or the things he knew that you could not do, his assumption or her assumption, things that, you know, that upset you at the time. We can do so many things. We can do so many things. The thing is, when you're young, and you're a child, if you're encouraged as a child to know your self-worth, and that's very important when you're raising a child, you know, although there has to be discipline, but you must reassure your child with confidence and tell them how good they are, you know, as much as we tell them off, but we tell them how good they are and what their assets are and what they're good at. Because when they go to school, I'm digressing again, this is what I do. When they go to school, you know, they're coping with their little teenage minds. They're not mature yet. So they're going to get into small arguments. When they come home, it's up to us as parents to reassure them they're more than capable, they're beautiful, you know, and they're wonderful because they have that huge imagination, don't they? But people, when we grow up and we go into relationships and we adore that person and that person upsets us or makes us feel sad, and we lose our self-esteem and we start to believe we're useless. You're not. You're not useless at all. It's their insecurities that they are projecting on you. That's all. That's all they're doing. You're perfect. You are perfect. If you're at home and you're waiting for your partner to come home, male or female, to make your home beautiful, smelling nice, the smell of food, candlelight, how lovely is that? But sometimes whatever you do will never be enough. But that's not your fault. It's not your fault, so never question yourself. Never question yourself on that. That's your partner's fault because he took you for granted and doesn't appreciate what you're doing. But transmuting your pain into power, once there is a separation, you have that little bit of time to grieve, but you know, you have to bounce up and do all the things that you know you're capable of doing, and you can receive your own accomplishments and sense of achievement. Sometimes everything's meant to be. Absolutely, absolutely meant to be. So when we are in it, and that negativity is circulating the moment when we're in it, we feel there's no way out, but there is, because it's happened. So transmute your pain into power and do everything that you want to do now. Anyway, have a good evening.